Living the life.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of Living the Life. Later in the studio we'll be meeting Prince Oreo. He's a cat, by the way, who has 3,500 followers on Instagram, much more than I have. Once you meet this kitten, you will be smitten.
We will also be checking out Taiwan's art festival, and a flying car from Japan gets a test drive.
Absolutely fan-dabby-dozy, as we say up in Glasgow. Assalamu alaikum. Indeed, welcome to... We started off with what can only be described as a really fun show tonight. I don't know, do we need to introduce that again? I hope everybody understood what we're saying there, subhanAllah. And we are going to be joined by a cat that's much bigger than the models that you've seen. But first, talking about the models, our guest tonight is Sahl Masood Ahmed, a young artist whose passion for modelling, not the kind of modelling I do, has turned his hobby into a business. Assalamu alaikum, welcome. You know what? I've got to tell you, I was so impressed when I walked in the studio.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Did you make these?
Okay, so it took me a few hours to make. I basically sourced the original figures, the head separately, the body separately, and then I repainted it, filed down what I needed to.
I mean, I've lost a lot of weight there.
Me too.
So, no, seriously, how did you get into this?
So I started a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, where my uncle bought me 2 of these figures. And since then, I kind of bought more and more to my collection.
Nice.
So these are figures that were already made up?
Yeah, they're already made up. So they're based off different comic characters.
So you were essentially a collector first?
Yeah, I started collecting first, but I kind of found that it was a bit too expensive. So I tried to find a way to monetize from it. So I figured out that some you could buy for cheap and sell for a lot more online.
Okay.
So I'd go into a store, I'd buy ones with special edition logos on them, and then I'd resell them for double online.
Oh, wow.
Mashallah.
So there's a collector's market?
Yeah, yeah.
How much do you
Do you think these could go for something?
Probably. I'm not too sure, but I think it's more about the...
I'll tell you who will buy that. My mum will buy that.
Your mum will buy that, won't she?
Yeah, it's more of a personal thing.
How do you make these? I mean, you know...
So I basically spend a couple of hours looking at... So someone gives me a picture of what they want.
Right.
I look for the sculptures that are correct. So, for example, this one, the head is based off Thor.
My head?
Yes.
It's from Thor, yes! Yeah. What was Sadia's head?
Assassin's Creed.
Oh!
I like that.
So
So hold on. I mean, obviously,
That's
look...
the hood, right?
Yep.
I think it's important that people know that we didn't know about this today.
No, we didn't.
When we walked in the studio, it was an absolute surprise, right? So
Such a
you
good
obviously got
surprise.
pictures of us.
Yep.
And
I was
you
getting
managed to-
pictures of you.
So when you say the head of Thor, and who are you? Assassin's Creed.
Character from Assassin's
These are
Creed.
already made up somewhere.
Yep. So
And are they unpainted at that time?
Nope, they're all painted. They're fully painted. They come as those characters.
Right.
So what I would do, I would boil water, put the figure in water, and take off the head, and suddenly you've got a... no, the whole
Or take
figure.
the head off?
You basically deconstructed it.
Yeah, I
essentially.
deconstruct it.
Ah, amazing.
Then I file it down to what I need to. So, for example, for your head, the top had like a pattern on it, which I then filed down, made it smooth. Then I put masking tape on the areas I don't want to paint, spray paint the skin, spray paint whatever needs to be spray painted, wait for it to dry.
Do you know what that reminds me of? You know the scene in Woody, Toy Story, where Woody gets restored?
Yeah.
That's basically what you were doing.
What I, yeah.
Ah,
like with the
amazing.
feet, like if I'm doing the feet, it's the exact same
And that
thing.
hijab, how did you make that then?
So that's basically the hood, filed it down and then painted it all grey. Did a couple of layers so that it has a nice finish to it.
I love it, because it's also got like a little bit of something hanging down the front. So did you add that on as an additional part of it?
The body I found from Princess Jasmine from Disney.
Oh.
So
she's got the body of Princess Jasmine from Disney, but she's got the head of Assassin's Creed. And my head is from Thor. Where's the body from?
The body is from a character from, it's a comic book character called Roman Stionis.
I've no idea who he is, by the
It's
way.
from a recent film, Birds of Prey.
So I don't have the body of Thor.
No, unfortunately you do not.
Right, I mean, it's really impressive. So, you said it took about 2 or 3 hours. That's not a lot of time.
That was 2 or 3 hours for researching.
Oh, for researching?
Yeah, so usually it takes a while. I just have to dig and find a good body sculpture that works. Then I'd say maybe 5 or 6 hours after that with properly getting everything, all the painting done. Then maybe another 2 hours to finalize everything. So the eyes.
Work for one model.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that on my mantelpiece, and I'm going to look at it every day and say, right, that's what I look like. Exactly my affirmation every morning.
I can imagine you at home just playing with that voice that you did at the beginning.
Now, we noticed something when the producers are moving this around. My head wiggles a little bit, like Churchill the dog.
So
yours doesn't. Why is that?
Originally, they made all of them kind of like stuck, so it's not bobbleheads. Some of the new ones are bobbleheads. So the Thor one, the Thor figure is a bobblehead.
It's a bobblehead.
Yeah.
Is it called a bubble or bobblehead?
Bubble.
A bobblehead.
Bobblehead.
Right.
Bobblehead.
Okay, so listen.
I want to see it. Bubble now.
We'll check that out in a
I'll
minute.
try it in the break.
Is it wet still, or is it?
No, it's dry. It's
We can hold it?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
let's
you
see
can
if we
hold it.
Try and
Go on, you have to
pick me up gently. We need to pick me up gently. Oh. Yes, Mrs. Yes, Mrs. Hello, that's us. Yes, Mrs. Absolutely fantastic. Right, I don't want to. Oh, it feels a bit wet.
I think because it was humid outside.
Is the paint going to come off?
No, paint's not coming off. So I did a
that.
protective layer just before I left to make sure that it was fully done.
Fantastic.
So protective layers on. In.
I love it.
So look, I don't know. Can somebody get us? There's a couple of figures over there that I can see from here. Can you? Actually, the producer's going to come in. Let's hold on to them. Now these are. So how many have you done in total so far?
About 7 or 8, and I've made a couple of personal ones for myself. In terms of selling, I've sold about 5 or 6.
And what do they sell at these things?
So it depends. My pricing is usually, I look at all of the costs.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
whatever the costs are, I usually charge maybe 2.5 of what it is.
I see.
Not including shipping. But that's how much I usually price it at. Gives a nice baseline, and if it's a special one, so if the materials are special edition and are more expensive to source, I charge a little bit more for it just to cover costs.
Right, let's talk about special ones, because I just love Joker as a film. Tell us about this piece here.
So this one...
This is just amazing.
So that one over there, I noticed it didn't actually have a figure. So the film came out, and I really enjoyed the film, but they never made they never made a figure for it, which I found
Really?
was quite annoying. Yeah.
That is annoying. How dare they?
But
you've done it now.
yeah. So
You've
what
found
I thought
the
is
gap in the market, right?
yeah, I basically made this figure.
So why
for
such
myself.
a big head?
So this one, they had a regular version which was this big, regular size, which I also have. And then they made a 10-inch version. So a 10-inch version, there are very few of those around. As in, they make very few of characters that are 10-inch. I decided I'd buy the 10-inch one and then customize that. And so
Where did you get a head from? Because it's massive.
So the whole thing was already a Joker, but it was the old Joker.
Okay.
I didn't even have to take the head off for this.
So you basically got rid of all the paintwork.
Yep, repainted everything.
So when you say
that
the
is
old
brilliant.
Joker, which one are we talking about? Heath Ledger or the one?
Yeah,
Okay,
Heath Ledger
right.
Joker. I don't think this
Interesting.
one
doesn't
usually
stand
has
there, so
to
we're
be
gonna have
propped
to-
up against
I'll
something.
pass on to back to our producer. And this one?
So this one is based off the comic Flash. Originally it's red and black, but this one I decided
It looks like a wee alien.
Yeah, it does
So
a bit.
cute. It's actually adorable.
This one, I had recently just got my gold paints, so I thought I'd test it out. Painted it all white and then gold highlights.
So look, you're studying at the same time.
Yeah, so...
This must be tough, trying to find the time to...
with this kind of stuff, it's for me, it's not predominantly a business. It's predominantly a hobby. And
At the moment.
At the moment, I enjoy it. So I enjoy it. So because I enjoy it...
And what are you studying?
Management and economics.
Completely different
This is kind of
from
like
what
a
you're doing.
reprieve from all of that.
Yeah,
then, right?
yeah, this is my outlet.
Your escape.
Yeah.
And is this
Love it.
plastic underneath?
It's vinyl.
Vinyl.
So it's like a softer plastic.
So softer plastic. Absolutely brilliant.
It's good to cut, so if there's anything I need to cut out from these, I can just slice off with a knife.
And what's the next stage of this? What's going to happen now? How do you expand this further?
For this, I hope I'm able to push my Instagram page further, set up maybe an Etsy. market it on Depop, and then kind of have like a range of stuff that has a set price. People can just look at it, buy what they want, and then I can just send it out.
And so by a range, you're saying maybe like actual collectibles of
Yeah.
like known figures, and then maybe
known
even
figures.
personal ones, like
Yeah.
we've got our personal figures.
Yeah.
Really?
So,
MashaAllah.
so personal ones, if personal ones people will request, but if someone wants to just add to basket, like one of these or one of these, then I can.
So the
accommodate that.
7 or 8 that you've already made and sold, what were they?
So 3 of them were personal ones, which people wanted customized for themselves. I've sold one of these ones.
Cool.
And I sold a metallic Thanos.
Oh.
So I'd recently got my metallic paints, so I made Thanos into a full metal, like a metal coat,
Wow.
which the guy liked it, so he asked if he could buy it off me, and managed to sell that.
So presumably, because obviously Marvel, the whole Endgame has happened, and
Yeah.
the universe is ending, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That way, Tony Stark's gone, so Tony
Yeah.
Stark must be quite a valuable figure.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that'll kind
the
of
prices raised as
will
soon as the
reflect.
film came out.
really.
So I noticed that I actually had one in storage, which I never really used. I think it went from about £7 to about 30,
Wow.
which was.
So are these things mainly based on Marvel comics and stuff like that?
So
or-
it's a range. There's a big sector of Marvel and DC. There's Disney as well. There are famous figures, famous people, musicians, anything that's really licensed. Anything you can get licensing for, they
Star
make it up.
Wars and so
Star
on,
Wars
yeah.
as well,
Big
yeah.
one, right?
Any kind of pop culture.
I can
And have you
imagine
had-
Star
have you-
Wars, like little
Yeah.
Darth Vader and stuff.
Small
That'd be
Star Wars
cute.
collection as well.
Have you had any strange requests? Any unusual?
Nothing really. One person did ask if I could make their profile picture, which was a guy with a crown, like a cartoon figure, which
Yeah,
I
you showed
managed-
us that on your phone.
Yeah,
Yes.
I managed to do that, which worked well.
And it went to America.
Yeah, I went to America.
Wow.
So
Now that's interesting.
yeah,
No, mine's kind of all the way over there.
Sadie and I are now
I'm social
separated by an
distance.
alien. Is it? What's it called?
Splash.
Flash.
A flash. Separated by a flash.
Subhanallah. Mine's all the way over there. I'm like social distancing myself from you guys.
Fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And look, you're telling us you've got 60 in
Yeah.
your collection.
In my collection of personal ones, I've got around 60-ish.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
yeah,
Wait, have you got your own room just full of them? All these guys just sitting around.
yeah. I have my main 3 shelves of them.
Wow.
Because I've recently moved to London. I've taken about half of them with me, and half of them are still at home.
Is that to kind of keep you company?
Yeah.
Mashallah.
And what do you collect then? What's your kind of main thing?
Mainly Spider-Man ones. I do like Spider-Man, so I have quite a few Spider-Man ones.
How many Spider-Mans can you get? I mean,
There are about 150-ish.
really?
Are they doing different poses, or is it literally
Yeah,
just
different
like
poses,
standing?
but different versions of
But he
them.
just does that.
There are lots of
There are
different ones,
lots of
different
different ones,
suits,
really.
different poses.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah.
Indeed.
Now,
Right.
I had a quick question.
Go on then.
Why is Naeem frowning? What made him angry?
Well, the pictures I got were
Well, angry pictures.
they weren't angry as such, but see, you don't do smiles on these.
Really?
So it's just
so that
eyes
was
and
natural.
eyebrows.
I
and
knew
your,
that a Funko Pop we made one day out of me.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
and yeah, so your eyebrows are very arched
Superb.
from the picture. I got.
There you go.
Look.
Look at that.
Naeem does not look
I mean, you
impressed.
can't imagine Spider-Man, being smiling and all that. It'd be
Yeah,
like,
but like-
ready to business.
You actually do have quite frowny eyebrows, though. They're quite dominant eyebrows, shall we say?
Dominant eyebrows, shall we say. So look, I mean, and then the beard, was that difficult to get?
So the beard, the main difficulty was actually the color of the hair. So actually what I did is I did a layer of grey, and then I did another layer of slightly darker grey, and I tried to make it kind of streaky. So that's how I got the beard and the hair. So,
Wow, you gave you a multifaceted
And
beard.
what's your long-term plans? Where are you trying to get to?
so my long-term plan, I'd say, is mainly building on my Instagram, maybe setting up an Etsy. And from there, it will be a lot easier for people to DM me. At the moment, I'm able to spend a lot of time on each one. But I haven't got it's not really scalable yet. Once I have my plan for being scalable, it should be good.
So when you say scalable, does that mean you're going to have a workshop, you're going to have people working with you? Is that the plan?
Not even that, just having a process. So I'd have a certain one that I would make, which people would want to buy, and I can just make that maybe 5 times and sell each one.
Inshallah.
I mean, it's a great gift
It really
for
is.
someone's birthday,
Yeah.
even a wedding gift. Husband and wife.
Yeah. That's, oh my
Wouldn't that be
God.
fantastic?
Yeah, that is something
Husband
I've...
and
Cake toppers, but with them instead.
Yeah?
Cake
That'd be
toppers was
so
something I've
amazing.
talked about with
Wow.
with my mother. So she does cakes a lot, and I've helped her with those a few times. But we've always talked about how cool it would be to have two of these on top of a cake as toppers.
Amazing. That's actually awesome. I think it'd be really, really cool to see that happen. Naeem Bhai.
Can you stand him back up? He's just fallen. Bachara.
Naeem Bhai's head is wobbling
He's
too
got
much.
a big head. Right, listen, and if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
So best way would probably be Instagram. My name is custom.pop.me.
Custom.pop.me.
Yeah.
So the dots.
Yeah, and so I don't actually make the boxes myself. I'm kind of in a partnership with another guy.
Okay.
He's good at graphical
When
design.
you say boxes,
So these all come with boxes.
presentation box.
Yeah, presentation box. So they have a plastic insert, and then they have a cardboard box around it. And the cardboard box is also personalised with the character, the name,
Wow.
That's
the
awesome.
rest.
Isn't that
pretty cool.
brilliant?
Yeah, so
Absolutely superb.
really cool.
he
Listen.
also makes them, and his name is Popping Customs.
So, I know if it's taking you a day to produce one of these, which is quite a long time. I mean, are you looking to get to the point where you're going to train other people to do it, or can you automate the process? Or would that take the fun out of it?
So if I were to make multiple that are exactly the same, I'd have like a production line for myself where I'd take off all the heads, paint all the heads, paint all the bodies, stick it together, and it would probably be a lot faster. But for the personalized ones, I'm sure they would take longer, and to be honest, that's part of the reason why it's expensive, but also it's part of the reason why people like it.
Superb.
Putting time in and...
Right, listen, stay with us, as I said before. We're going to join another guest, inshallah. Or two more guests, inshallah.
Living the life.